been trying to avoid this topic. We've been trying to wait and see, any further news coming from it. But look, we got to talk about it. I feel like if we just keep on waiting, this topic's gonna fly right by. But without further ado, probably one of the biggest topics in boxing right now. Ryan Garcia arrested for alleged damage in hotel. The source for this article was Mike Coppinger, ESPN. Now, according to ESPN and according to Beverly Hills Police Department, Ryan Garcia was arrested Saturday after causing over $15,000 in damage to a hotel room. So that is a felony vandalism. He was arrested at 5:45 p.m. after a driver who dropped him off ended up contacting the police. The hotel decided to press charges once the police arrived. And with the specific cause of damage and Ryan Garcia's behavior wasn't immediately clear, again, that in other words, to put it simply, he was drunk. The police department ended up arresting him. He ended up getting released, obviously, because he's out of jail right now. And I do want to say this right now. Even though he got released, this is still a big topic. This is still a big issue going on with Ryan Garcia. It seems like, obviously, there was the whole little pretending to be crazy. Maybe he is crazy. Who knows? But obviously, we know about the whole build up to the Devin Haney fight. And then after he beat Devin Haney, he started acting crazy again. And then basically, the whole steroid stuff happened. And now this, I mean, it just seems like the guy is spiraling out of control. And it's almost similar to Tyson Fury after he beat Vladimir Klitschko and left the scene of boxing. The only difference is Tyson Fury, he was having suicidal thoughts. He's admit that. He's been open about that in recent interviews and past interviews as well. He's talked about how after that Vladimir Klitschko win, he basically lost all motivation, started going down the wrong path. And with Ryan Garcia, you start seeing a little bit of similar tendencies. My problem with Ryan Garcia, and at this point, Breezy, I'm not even upset with him no more. I honestly feel bad for him, and the reason why I say this is because this is self-sabotage at its finest, and I feel like in this specific case, obviously the rumors about his mom's health and his mom's battle with cancer, obviously that could be a big reason why he is acting the way he is, which by the way, we do want to say that we hope that his mom has a speedy recovery. We hope that she defeats this battle with cancer because we're not going to wish that on our worst enemies. We're not going to do that. So I do hope that this battle that she's fighting, the rumors, if it is true, the battle that she is fighting with cancer, I hope that she's able to beat it. But regardless of that, I mean, we see this a lot with a lot of people, something bad happens in their life and basically they end up going down this spiral. Something good happens in their life and they take advantage of it. And I feel like with Ryan Garcia, it's just a constant downward spiral. It just seems like every single time he's in the news now, it's for no good. Now, recently, Ryan Garcia, to reply to that and to respond to him being arrested on felony charges of vandalism, he decided to post a video of the Joker. Like, this is self-sabotage at its finest, man. I can't say nothing else about it. And it's unfortunate because you had a big win against Devin Haney. Obviously, the steroid allegations happened, and we could take, I'll say this. There was some stuff he said to Devin Haney that was out of pocket. There's been stuff he said to other boxers that was out of pocket. That's one thing. To get tested positive for steroids, that's another thing. To leave the fight and to get placed on felony charges, that is a whole different ball game, man. I mean, you are at probably the biggest high in your boxing career, and it might be even one of the biggest lows in your boxing career. Honestly, Breezy, I truly believe in the future we're going to get a 30 for 30 ESPN documentary on Ryan Garcia, on the whole rise and fall of this whole situation. I honestly think it should be a 30 for 30 document because I haven't seen anything like this in the sport of boxing. With that being said, I do have other thoughts, but we can save those for later. I want to pass on to you, Breezy. Just overall, man, what's going on with Ryan Garcia?
Before I get into this, I do want to say I do send my condolences to Ryan Garcia's mom. I hope she does get better and she does recover. Despite how much we may dislike or disagree with a fighter, we will never wish death or harm upon them or their family. Okay? Now that I got that out the way, what in the absolute hell? See, and this is where I got to be real, and I want to sit right here and be like, you know what? Maybe his mom had cancer, and this is. But he was doing this kind of stuff before that even came out.
I mean, felony damages. I don't think like this is a new low. Yeah, he had some crazy moments, but this is a new low, Breezy.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. The thing about it is, could it? It's not about okay, yeah. It got worse and whatnot. But the thing about it is, the root of it is how far it started, and none of this came up about until after the whole Tank Davis loss and whatnot. Some people saying that the loss to Tank got it his head. I don't know that, but what I am here to say is, you know, one of the biggest things that I've seen is people not holding him accountable. And I gotta keep it real, real for real. Y'all seen me and Mario make the podcast, talk about Jared Anderson, Jamal Charlo, and they miss us. And what do? We hold them accountable. One of the biggest things with Ryan Garcia is nobody around him is letting him know, like, hey, yo, you tweaking, bro. Get off of Twitter. Hey, you doing too. Get off of this. Stop doing that. Woo, 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 woo. That's the issue. I'm seeing so many people on Twitter. Ryan's just trolling. Ryan's just trolling. When do we start him be like, all right, this is a kid who's seriously going spiral. He's losing his mind. Somebody need to talk to this kid. Well, I don't even say kid because he's a grown man, but essentially somebody needs to talk to him and let him know the wrongs and the rights that he's doing. What I'm saying is this, right? At some point, because a lot of people was like, oh, people setting him up. I'm just asking to the people out here that's saying that, oh, they're making or they're setting him up. What is the excuse now? Because this has nothing to do with Victor, nothing to do with Joe Biden, nothing to do with Trump, nothing to do with Haney, nothing to deal with Bill. This is all clearly a case of him down spiraling. Could it? Could him going worse? Could be the fact about his mother having cancer. Yes, but at the same time, what do we say in the previous podcast? There is no excuses. If there's something going on with this kid, get this kid checked out. Get him some mental help. Okay, I'm people need to stop saying he's trolling. He's trolling, bro. I don't give a damn about all that trolling. The fight over with. Okay, all that. Oh, he troll. Okay, cool. That worked when he was fighting Devin Haney. Bro, the fight was in April. We in June. Drop it. Let it go. All that trolling. No. The guy has clearly went overboard. He's doing too much. And somebody needs to get to him, take his phone, get him some help. Because this is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Weird. Oh, I slept with this man wife, mentioning dudes' mamas and whatnot. Like, come on, bro. We gotta stop this. His fans need to hold him accountable. Just like we got on this podcast and we hear all these other guys accountable for their actions. His fan base needs to do that. His mom and dad needs to do that. Stop getting on social media. No. Somebody need to if he got some issues going on, get him some mental help. Stop enabling this, because that's the problem. It's being enabled.
I do agree with the fans, need to hold him accountable for sure. Obviously, with what's going on with his mom, obviously, I wouldn't expect her to, worry about her son right now. Obviously, a mom's always going to worry about her son, but obviously she's got a bigger battle to deal with. His father, definitely, his loved ones, his friends, and everything like that. I'm going to say this right now. Me personally, I'm not the biggest believer in therapy, so to say. I'm not saying like it doesn't work or it's useless or anything like that. For me, I just don't think it would work. But what I will say is Ryan Garcia, from what we've known in the past, from how he's proclaimed it, and obviously there's been times where he hasn't shown it, but he is a firm believer in Christ. And it's times like these where if you are a firm believer in Christ, you need to rely on Jesus Christ. You need to rely on God. And I feel like that's just something Ryan Garcia is not doing, or he's not doing as much as he should. See, the problem is Ryan Garcia, I think, has the weight of the world on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Good and bad. I mean, we could say what we want about Ryan Garcia, but let's be honest, Breezy. He is probably one of the most exciting fighters in boxing by far. He's easily the most popular. I didn't say he's the most, but he's one of the most exciting fighters in boxing. He's one of those guys that when he's boxing, you have to tune in and see. You have to tune in and see what he's going to do. You got to tune in and see what the hype is about. He's a very exciting fighter. I will say that the way he fights is very exciting. You know what I'm saying? He draws a lot of eyes to the sport of boxing. But the problem is, after you get a win like that against Devin Haney, you have all the highs. Everybody's lifting you up. And then as soon as this stuff happens, they're quick to drop you. How many times before the Devin Haney fight did did everybody in the boxing community look at him as a joke? Look at him like he wasn't even a good fighter. Looked at him like he was just a social media guy. And after that win, a lot of people started changing their perspective of Ryan Garcia. And because of that, a lot of people started praising him. Now, what happens when you get high praise? You start kind of feeling yourself a little bit too much. And then after that, you start spiraling out of control. You feel like you can get away with a lot of things. You feel like you can get away with a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be getting away with it. You got something to add, Breezy?
To be fair, to be fair, the way people, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna change my perspective. I thought Haney was gonna beat him and stop him because of how he was acting. But to be fair, Ryan was doing certain antics on Twitter and acting and talking a certain kind of way, which led people to believe that. So it's not completely out of the realm for fans to kind of look at him as a joke. I mean, look what he was doing prior before the fight was happening. So it's kind of understandable, you know.
I'm not talking about leading up to this fight. I'm talking about just his boxing ability in general. A lot of people looked at it like he was just the weakest link in that division. And after that win, a lot of people started taking him seriously. A lot of people were like, hold up now, Ryan's got a lot more skills than we think. And when you get that praise, again, you're put on a pedestal. Everybody loves you. And then all of a sudden, you start getting into these antics. Now they're defending you. Now some fans are about to leave you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Ryan Garcia, I'm gonna be honest, and I hate to say this, man. I think he needs a better friend group. That's what I'm gonna say. I think he needs a better friend group because the real friends are gonna tell you when you're acting up. The real friends are gonna tell you when you're not being yourself. But his friends, I swear, are all a bunch of yes men. And I'm calling on Ryan Garcia's friends. Look, I'm not saying take him to a psych ward or do anything like a mental institution or anything like that. All I'm saying is this: be there for him in his time of need. Get him some help. I want Ryan Garcia to get the help that he needs. I want him to better himself mentally, physically, all that type of stuff. But y'all gotta want it for him too. Y'all cannot keep, like Breezy said, y'all can't keep giving excuses and y'all can't keep on defending him every single time he does those things. He needs to have a friend group that's gonna put him in check and be like, yo, listen, you gotta cut this stuff out and you gotta get some help, man.
But some, like not all his fans like that, but he does need to get a more tightened up fan base, you know. And look, I understand this is the sport of boxing, you know. It's a lot of love, it's a lot of emotions high with this sport. You got fighters you love and you got fighters you dislike. I understand some of y'all don't like Devin Haney, and when Ryan Garcia got the win over him, it was. But at the same time, put all this boxing stuff to the side for the sake of his sanity, for the sake of the rhythm of his life and the safety of his well-being. Be real with this man, okay? Stop trying to escape. Go well, you know, well, all that. Oh, he Christian. Well, I understand that, and as a Christian, I get and understand it. But at the same time, though, even as a religious person, there's nothing wrong with holding your fellow Christian accountable for their actions.
Absolutely. And I feel like in this case with Ryan Garcia, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, he was just partying hard, everything like that." And look, I understand $15,000 in hotel damages. Now there are gonna be some people who are saying Ryan is being set up, blah blah blah. I don't think this is a setup no more at this point. Clearly, clearly, the guy has said that he's witnessed Ryan Garcia not in the best state of mind when this stuff happened. $15,000 in damages are in a hotel room that he was in. The police are clearly escorting him out. I we can't keep making excuses, man. We can't keep doing it. And I'm not gonna and again, the last thing we want to be is that guy who's gonna be saying, you know what, screw Ryan Garcia. This guy is nothing but trouble. No, I don't want to say that on this podcast. I want to say the complete opposite. I do believe that when Ryan Garcia is mentally healthy, I do believe he is a great thing for the sport of boxing. I do believe that when he is mentally healthy, he's a very dedicated boxer. I do think that when he is mentally healthy, I think that Ryan Garcia is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was rooting for him in that Tank Davis fight because I liked what he stood up for. I like what he stood for. I like that he always proclaimed Jesus. He was always a motivational guy. But this isn't him, man. You know, say what you want about Ryan Garcia, but this is not Ryan Garcia. This is something he's battling something, and I think I think the boxing community needs to come together, and instead of defending his actions, I think they need to genuinely care for him. And I think that especially his loved ones, especially his friends, I think they need to give him the help that he deserves. And so with that being said, I don't think he's ever gonna watch this YouTube video. Maybe he will in the future. Who knows? Maybe I don't know if he'll listen to it, but if so, Ryan Garcia, I'm praying for you, man, and I'm wishing you the absolute best. So whatever you're going through, whether it's your mom, whether it's mental struggles, whatever the case might be, I'm praying that he gets the help that he deserves, and I'm praying for nothing but the best from the guy. Honestly, regardless of the whole steroid stuff, regardless of all the stuff that he said, regardless of all that, I'm praying for him, man.
I mean, this is a gladiator sport, man. This is why they say you either in it or you not in it. Ain't no half. You halfway pregnant or you halfway drunk or you have no, either you fully in boxing, either you fully pregnant or you fully drunk. You can't be in between. If there's something going on where you not right in your head, get away from the sport. Because I'm telling you right now, that's how a lot of guys get career injuries. That's how a lot of guys get career defining knockouts that affects them physically and mentally to the point where they don't come back to the sport. If you're not in the right minded state, Ryan Garcia, stay away from boxing. I'm telling you this for the sake of your well-being, because I'm telling you right now, at the end of the day, them guys got to feed their family just like you got to feed yours. You get in the ring and your head is not right, and you get in the ring with the wrong, I'm telling you, what y'all need to do, take his left, any electronic device he can access to get on the internet, take all that away and put him around loving energy, whatever it is, and let him like, Ryan, you wrong. Let's get better from this point on. Do that. Stop all that shit. Accountability. Okay? Accountability. That's the main thing. Love and accountability on his behalf.
That retreat that Anthony Joshua did. Remember when Anthony Joshua said he was going to go on like a 4-day retreat? He was going to have no electronics. It was just going to be him in the woods in a room. I want to see him do that because let me tell you something. We made fun of that retreat when Anthony Joshua did it. Let's be real, man. Anthony Joshua has been a different beast since he's went on that retreat. I mean, something happened on that retreat. Ever since he's went on that retreat, Breezy, Anthony Joshua has been him. And so I think Ryan Garcia might need those like 4 days, just kind of isolate yourself from the world and kind of focus on what you want your life to be. And those 4 days, I feel like he could definitely do that.
Himself from the world, isolate himself from social media. Okay, take him off X right now. Just take his phone. I don't care if he's sitting right there FaceTiming one of them OnlyFans. Just snatch that phone out. Give me that god doggone. Because I'm telling you right now, get him off of social media. Because when he goes on social media, he has an audience. That's the thing about him. He has an audience. He has a platform to speak to. So when he has an audience and a platform to speak to, he's going to come on there and say crazy things and say whatever you want because he knows people are tuning in. But once you take that away from him and have him engage with the real world and people around him, get his head right. Take his phone, take his AirPods, take his laptop, take his tablets, take his T-Mobiles, all that. Take it all. Yeah.
I agree. I think I would love to see him do that retreat because I truly think it would help. But nah, first things first, take away that social media. Send a message on social media saying I'm taking a break from this. I'm gonna try to work on my head and actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So that way, if you just go completely off, people are gonna wonder where's Ryan Garcia at. But just let your fans know ahead of time. I'm going off of social media. I'm gonna take a little break from it to clear my mind and everything, and go and do that. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, but he can do it. I truly do wish the best for him, man. Honestly, I do want to see the guy in a better headspace. I do want to see him be the Ryan Garcia that he was before. Be the Ryan Garcia, the exciting one, the exciting Ryan Garcia that was always motivational, with the guy who was always proclaiming Jesus, the guy who was always not afraid to, give glory to God. I want to see that Ryan Garcia back, man. And I think and you know what? I'm hoping that we'll get it. I'm hoping he comes around, man. With that being said, don't you guys leave the podcast. Don't you guys leave the YouTube videos. Don't leave any of it yet. All right. Because we're going to give you a closer. All right. If you guys want to know more about us, if you guys want to interact with us, go on the social medias. Make sure y'all go follow those social medias. If you want more Ryan Garcia content, we are going to make sure that we clip the Ryan Garcia YouTube video. For y'all who are watching on YouTube, we are going to make sure that we are going to clip it into the YouTube video. For all our fans listening on the podcast, we appreciate y'all. And trust me, we got some more stuff coming for the podcast in the next couple months. So be on the alert for that. With that being said, y'all know what the deal is. All right. I don't got to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway, in case you guys forgot. Y'all know what the deal is. We posting every other day. Make sure y'all stay on point with the Puncher's Point.